South Africa need to know what our association is doing, that we do 4 major services to help visually impaired, physically disabled children with autism on the high support spectrum, and then general, the long white cane for blind people to get around with. Next year will be a very special year. Will be 70 years in South Africa.
So Frankie's been dying to spend some time with me outside of the studio.
Yes, this is the first time we're heading into the streets, but for a very good cause.
It is indeed. We are at the South African Guide Dog Association. I've got so many questions.
How do they teach the dogs to be that clever?
Speak. Louder. Speak.
Can Coco and Cody be guide dogs?
Coco and Cody cannot be guide dogs. I can answer that question for you before we even start. We have questions around as seeing public.
Yeah.
How do we interact with these puppies?
Correct.
Can you run up and just touch one?
And how do we help, right?
How do we help? Our friends at Dis-chem have come and said, please go and see what we can do, and then maybe they can jump in and help.
And we might be able to see some puppies.
Yes.
Yes!
Good boy.
It's a baby. So we are with Peter, and Peter, you do the PR for the South African Guide Dog Association. Why is it important that South Africans know what you guys do?
I went to a school for visually impaired people. Then I went to university, and arriving at university, I was using the long cane like this. And people are hesitant to make contact, So I went through university, and somewhere along the line I decided, I think a dog is going to get some more female attraction. I'm a strategist, so I'm a man with a plan.
Yes. I joke about how my dogs, Coco and Cody, need to find a job and earn their keep and pay rent because they live rent-free, they eat for free, they poop in my house, and they do nothing.
The problem is that they don't have a degree or any kind of education, which doesn't make them very valuable out on the streets.
But meet Enya.
Enya is working. She's not going to respond to us, and she loves people, but she's not going to respond because she's working.
Enya is an autism support dog. Tell us what that means.
Enya has made such a difference in our lives. We weren't sure how we were going to cope with it. And then through the school, we found out about the Guide Dog Association, which we only thought was for the blind, but found out it was for autism as well.
So how does it work? How does she join? What is her...
Well, what she does at home, the difference that she's made at home, first of all, D'Angelo, because of the condition, there's a lot of fear involved. So, for example, he wouldn't go outside on his own, wouldn't sleep in his own bed. With Enya now, who is his best friend, he is now in his own bed, and he's very happy to play outside on his own. And when he's having a bad day, Enya warns us, and what she does is she tries and pulls him out to play. Wow. And when it's when for autistic parents who understand meltdowns, they generally need pressure. And when he's had one, she'll lay on top of him until he has calmed down.
And he knows exactly what to do at any given point.
At any given point. Another thing that autistic children also do, although we walk strapped, but at home, autistic children do a lot of fleeing, and I will instruct her to go find him.
And she just finds him?
She finds him, which is wonderful. And it's just made our life so much easier.
So beautiful.
You're doing amazing work.
Yeah, so clever.
Wow. If I want to be a puppy raiser, what are the steps?
So we've got people volunteering to take in our puppies.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we train them.
Oh, they train
So
them.
we give you training on
Okay.
how to do the obedience. So a big thing is people's like, oh, the dog doesn't give me attention.
It's not supposed to.
But it's not supposed to.
You're
So
such a
we
dog.
work for the dog to focus on their handlers, so that the dog is focusing on what their handler does, that when they're with a blind person, they
don't get distracted.
Exactly.
We have got currently approximately 300 dog users. That's now all dogs, guide service and autism support. And we train on average about 50 to 60 teams per year.
Yeah, so maybe let's see what she's gonna do here. Okay, so you can feel that she stopped.
Yes.
Because Paris and what's your name again? Nicholas. They're standing in front of us.
Dogs do retire, they get older, and they don't live as long as what we do.
Please don't cry.
No, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
Peter,
It's
thank you so
special, very
much.
special.
Very
Thank you,
special.
Thando.
Thank you for sharing
Thank
that
you,
with
Frankie.
No, thank you, man.
us. Okay, we are now joined by Jackie from the Dis-chem Foundation. So Jackie, the listeners got to decide who you're helping next, and this is what they decided.
This was one of the great choices that had many nominations.
Yeah.
And we were delighted because, of course, we love animals, we love people, and this way we get to help on 3 different levels.
Oh, that was
amazing.
Jackie, I think a lot of people are watching us playing with puppies thinking we would like to help the SA Guide Dogs Association. How do people help the Dischem Foundation?
The wonderful thing about helping the Dischem Foundation is every time you swipe your benefit card or your Dischem Baby City benefit card, an amount is donated into the foundation, eligible amount, and that goes into assisting the Dischem Foundation. It's that simple. And then we get to play with puppies.
Yes.
So
Big thing this. Yeah. How are you helping? And of course they don't know yet. So this is just between us.
Yes.
Well, I'm blown away by the work, first of all, that they do, assisting with autism, which I think is relatively new to the Guide Dog Association, assisting communities that can't afford to have the dog with them and it may not be safe for the dog or for the person in need, is that they assist in rural communities with the white cane. So it's just so wonderful. And so the Dischem Foundation would like to assist with 120,000 Rand.
No. Just
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is wonderful. And we hope many more people can be helped through the donation of the foundation.
Okay, let's go play with
Yes, more puppies.